Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we'll be discussing something about Microsoft PowerPoint. Why we need to use PowerPoint? This is a very important and basic question that we should remember this, that every application software has a particular purpose. Now, PowerPoint is basically designed to make presentations, and presentation is a document that is used to present something. It is different from traditional documents, and it is different from the applications and letters and things like that. Okay, so why presentations? Because we want to present something, we want to give a very brief and yet precise information about any topic, any subject, or any key area. You will be requiring your presentations to be presented in the form of assignments, in the form of so many other tasks and projects that will be assigned to you, and especially you have to present your thesis in the presentation form. The research that you will conduct in the final semester, it will be on the PowerPoint presentation. There are so many other softwares for making the presentations, but Microsoft Office has this feature which is considered to be the most effective one because it is easy to use and it is very user friendly. So we recommend you to have a good understanding of this software, and this is really very easy. Now the good thing is, if you understand Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Excel, anyone, then you'll have some sort of, you can say, knowledge that is common in all these three programs, because they will use almost the same features except a few. Now the basic thing that you can see over here, this is called the slide. Now a slide is similar to a piece of paper, but it is smaller in size, because you might know that there are different paper sizes. For example, A4, letter, legal, envelope, ID card, these are all sizes of different papers and these are standard sizes. So for this is called the slide. You can click on new slide to add new slides. By default, the first slide is considered as the title slide. The second slide, from the second slide onward, you can add your content from here. For example, I want to say PowerPoint orientation by and now let's say, now this is the title slide and this is the content slide. So it's like a title cover or title page of any book, and this is like content. Now we'll scroll through all these menus and we'll discuss that what are the function of these menus and these things. First of all, we'll click on file. You can save the file by clicking on save, and let's say I'm saving it on the desktop. As soon as I saved that file, the top margin, which is not shown over there on the projector, but I can see over here that the name is changed. So the name will appear on top of that. Maybe you can see now PowerPoint orientation, but before this there was unnamed document. Then to add new slide, you can click over here and it can ask you what sort of slide you want to add. Another title slide, title and content, section, header, to content, comparison. So each of these has a meaning. But let's go over here. You can save as, if you want to save with another name, you can save as a PDF file. You can open, close, and this is the information. This section is really very important. If you want your presentations not to be opened by someone, you can add a password to these files. It is similar in Microsoft Excel, it is similar in Microsoft Word, and similar in Microsoft PowerPoint. All these menus that we discussed, they are same in these three softwares. Now you can click on permission. Either you can mark as final, encrypt with the password, restrict permission. For example, if you want readers only to read, they cannot copy or modify, then you can restrict, or you can add a signature. So let's say I want to add a password. You have to give the password twice, and now if I close this file, and this is the most recent file, PowerPoint orientation, it will ask me to give password. Once I give the password, then it will take to the or open the presentation. Then these are for recent files, that whatever you have opened previously. Then for new, you can find so many templates over here from the office if you are connected to the internet. So for example, art, so it will take some time, and you can see these are different templates that you can download for free if your office is registered or cracked. Now see, it's just a template that I downloaded, but I'm not concerned with this right now. So you can make your presentations more attractive by adding more templates, and these are a few categories. For example, you are making a documentary about any region, and that is a video documentary. You'll click on video, and then it will take you to the templates or any other. You can print, save and send. This help is to open the help, and options are there to make your version more beneficial for you, which is not changed until or unless you become a pro. Now in home section, these few commands are, for example, new slide, and this is clipboard. For example, if I copy something, now as soon as I click copy, it is pasted onto the clipboard. This is the clipboard. Okay, this is introduction. Sorry, and copy. Now see, these are all on the clipboard. What will be the benefit of this? For example, I want to paste introduction over here. I just click and it will be pasted. I click here. So if you have copied 10 items at once and you want to be pasted one by one, so you just have to scroll, either paste this, whatever. So this is for the clipboard, and this is for new slide. Now layout is very important. When you click on the layout, it will ask you what type of slide you want to add. For example, this slide was the title and content. Now I can change it, or let's say I can change it, for example, from this to this. So see the difference. I am redoing and undoing the same task. Or let's say I want it to be a comparison. For example, you are talking about input hardware, and you're talking about output hardware, as if you are writing something. Then when you ever write, you can change the font or font style. You can reset it to the past position or to the default position. You can add sections or remove sections. You can change the font size. Font is the way or the writing style in which you write. For example, you can compare this input hardware writing style with this. I've just changed the font. For example, so this is the formatting that you can do. Then this is the size. You can increase from here and here, increase or decrease, or similarly increase or decrease. This B is for bold. When you click bold, because it's already bold, so it will have no effect, because these are the fonts are bold. Now see what will happen to bold and unbold. I is for italic. So introduction is now in italic. This is for underline, and this is for text shadow. If you want to add shadow, see there is no shadow on the introduction, and see now. So there is a bit of shadow added. Now if I want to strike through, let's say, then you can click on this, or you can undo this. This is for character spacing. Very tight, tight, normal, loose, or very loose. Now you can see the difference over here. The space between every character is more as compared to here. And this is all formatting. Then sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalization with each word, and toggle case. For example, sentence case, the first word is capital. Lowercase, all the characters will be in the lowercase. In uppercase, all the characters will be in uppercase. Capitalize with each word means first word or first letter of every word, it will be capital. And toggle case means if something is capital, it will make it small, or if something is small, it will make it capital. And if you want to clear the formatting and return to the default formatting, you just click over here and it will be set to default, the clear formatting. Then this is for the color of the text. For example, I want my headings to be in red color and bold. Now this is for bullets. You can add bullets and you can remove bullets. Now see this, there is no bullet, and now there will be bullet. If you want to add numbering, you can add numbering, or you can increase or decrease indent. It can be done with caps, or it can be done with this, increase or decrease. So it's similar to adding a section or subheading. Okay, and if you want to return it to the heading level, and you can match. So this is really very easy. You just have to play with this. Then this is for line spacing. The previous we discussed was character spacing. This is the spacing between the lines. For example, see what's happening. So the space between the lines is increased. Normally we set this to be at 1.5. Then this is the orientation of text. For example, this is right oriented text, this is left oriented text, and this is middle or center oriented text. The next thing is this justify, and to understand the justify, you have to, let's say we delete this slide and we add. Now I want to change this layout because I don't want this, I want this. And let's copy and paste something. Let's say these are the episode links. I copied. There is a small difference that it is showing over here, but technically it's a very good thing to do. Let's take it. Because it's already justified. Let's say it was like this. Now the margins, they're not parallel with each other, right? So if you want your margins to be parallel to each other, you click on justify and the margins, they will be parallel. So it gives more attraction or adds aesthetic sense to your document or text. Then this is to add column, one column, two column or three column. For example, the same is divided into three columns or single column. You can add shapes. You want to draw something, you want to make a new shape. Let's say you want to add this division sign. Let's add this shape again. So there you go. You can add any shape that is given over here or draw your own. Then you can arrange objects. For example, if you want to bring this object to the front, either you want it to be back. See the difference? Now this arrow is behind, and if I click on this arrow and I want to bring it to the front, this is on front and the other is on back. So it can be done to pictures and any object that you pasted. Now these are the tools to shape or to modify your shapes. For example, you can change colors very easily, or you can even customize. Even you can add gradient, or you can add a picture. For example, in this, if you want to add a picture, let's say, so you can do so many things with this. You just have to move to these sections. Finding and replace and select. This is again a very common feature which is present in all Microsoft suite. You can find something or replace something. If I want to find, let's say, the word episode, so it will highlight. And for example, if I want to replace the word episode with season, it has replaced it 10 words, or you can simply undo it. Now insert section, you can add a table if you want to, or you can draw a table or insert table by telling the number of columns and rows. For example, number of columns 3 and number of rows are also 3, and click over here. These are the default styles that you can choose of table, and even you can modify them as you want. The next thing is you can add pictures. Any picture can be added. You can add clip arts. Clip arts are basically a very primitive type of a picture. For example, if I want to add this car, so there you go. So it doesn't say we have anything for, let's say we call medal no doctor. So you can add also the clip art. You can add a screenshot. So there you go. that portion of the screen can be added as well. Then you can add a photo album, add shapes, smart art, which is really very good. Now smart art is this. Let's say we want to talk about something in a cyclic way or in a cyclic manner. So let's say we call it as step 1, we call it as step 2, step 3, step 4, and final product, and we call it as production cycle. Again, you can change the colors to single color or multicolor. You can change the shape by simply clicking whatever shape suits you. There's so many designs that you can add to. So this one looks good, and this one is even better. I'll tell you how to add animations and effects. It will make your presentation more attractive as well. Then you can insert charts. Let's say bar chart. Let's say it's a 2 category. Category 1 is Pakistan, and category 2 is USA, and let's say we call it as currency. Let's say when it was 1, Pakistani was 160, 2020. Let's say it was in 1990. We're just typing random words, okay? And let's say we talk about 1960. Although this is very small because for USA we just use the letter 1, so different colors, they will show different schemes and different trends. So when it was blue, when it was 1 in 2020, R was at about 160, and you can change in any style, in any format you want. Then you can add a text box. Let's say you want to add text box here on a picture. For example, insert text box over here, and you want to show this desktop, right? You can add a header that is common to all slides. Header is on top of the slide and footer is on the bottom of the slide. For example, I want every presentation that bears my name, or every slide. I also want to add slide number, and I want to add date and time and apply to all. Now see 4 November, Dr. Said Ali Hussain, and slide number 9. If I move to new slide, automatically it's slide number 10, my name and things will be there. So you can also add header or footer, whatever you want. Let's say we want computer class as our header. So it will add header and footer. Then word art, this is just wrapping the text into a different style. Again, you can change with a simple click. You can add date number or date and slide number. You can insert object, equation, symbol, videos, audios. You can add almost anything. Then for design, this section is really very good. This is for page setup. You can change how the page appears on your screen. You can change the orientation. Now this is portrait and this is landscape. Then if you want to switch your presentation to another design, with a single click all your presentation will be transformed and it will choose automatic formatting. Then you can change colors, fonts, effects, background styles. You can modify everything. Transitions, how the slides they change. For example, right now if I go to presentation mode, I click and see there is no effect in the slide. The slides are just changing. But now see, I want to add, let's say, okay, you can see this is flip, this is switch. So let's say we call it this flip and we apply it to all slides and we go to the presentation mode. Now how the slides are changed. So it adds some beauty, and let's say we do it again. Now you can clearly see how it's moving. These are all transitions. You can add effects, duration, sound, anything. Animations are for independent object. For example, I want to animate this. I want to add animation. Let's say these are the animations we call fly in, and in effects one by one. Now see what will happen. You want one step to be revealed. Step 1, then step 2, and I'm doing on click on purpose, or you can set it to automatic timer and you can find these in the setting menu. Okay, so over here it will ask you how to start, duration and delay, and what to trigger on click or with the previous. You click on the animation pane and you will see, if I want to say start with previous, over here I'll call it as start with previous. Now feel the difference. So 3 steps they are coming with 1 click. 4th is separate and even 5th is separate also. Okay, you can add slideshow from the beginning, from current slide. If you click from the beginning, it will take you to the first slide. And if you are on slide 5 and from the current slide, so it will start presenting from the current slide. You can also broadcast, or you can create a custom slideshow. For example, click on the custom shows. You can click new, add, or add, and click OK. And now click show. Now I have selected only 3 slides from that presentation, and I want just those slides to be presented. 1, 2, 3, and that is end of the slide. Although I know that there were 11 slides in that presentation, but I selected only 3 to be presented. So you have made a lecture of, let's say, of 200 slides, and now you want to just show only 10 slides out of those. So you can select the slide number and create a custom slideshow. You can also set up slideshow. This is very good option. For example, browsed by an individual, browsed at kiosk or full screen, show without narration, show with narration if there is, and pen color, laser pointer color, all slides, everything you can add. How to advance slides manually or using timing. For example, if you are presenting internationally, the presenter has given only 100 seconds and you have 10 slides to present. Now you know that 10 seconds are there for each slide. So automatically after 10 seconds, you can set that time to 10 seconds and automatically there will be another slide. So your time will not be wasted on moving the slide to the next. The computer will know automatically that after every 10 seconds, I have to keep on changing the slide. You can also record the slideshow if you want to record along with audio, that can be recorded. If you want to review, you want to go for a spelling check, or you want to find something or change, and this is for language, this is for translation. If you want to translate your words from one language to another, that can be good. If you want to review, I've sent you a presentation and I sent you with this remark that please review my presentation, and whenever you find any mistake, please let me know. And you said okay, let's add a new comment. Sir, this presentation theme is not good at all. It looks too heavy and burdened or burdenize the eyes. Please change. And that's it. So whenever I'll click over here, I'll get your message and I can change accordingly. If I want to delete that comment, it will be gone. If you want to add more or move to the next comment, for example, you have added only 3 comments in 200 slides. So it's very difficult for me to go to every slide and see have you added a comment or not. So I'll just click on all the comments and then I can get one by one. This is for view. In the view section, you can see these, for example, reading view if you want to read, or this is called the slide sorter if you want to sort the slide, or this is slide master. Let's say we have to close this and click the view, and notes master. So this is how it will be shown, because when you print these, if I click on Control P, it will ask you to print all slides. Normally we click on print all slides, or let's say custom slide, but we want 4 slides on one page. These are called handouts, okay, or 6 slides or 9 slides at one page. So that will make your printing a lot easy. And then Acrobat, you can save your presentation into PowerPoint format, and that's all the major menus that we discussed in the PowerPoint. So your task will be to create a basic PowerPoint presentation. Let's say an introduction about yourself. Let's say you want to add your bio data. What is your name? What is your father name? Your picture, your schooling, your education, your aim in life, your current qualification, or anything that you want to be shared. And create a presentation, let's say 5 slides. Add all these effects, keep on changing all the settings and see what it feels like, and try to make it more presentable and more beautiful and attractive. Thank you very much.